The Detroit Lions never punted. For 4 quarters yesterday in the game of the week, whatever, the evening game, the Cowboys never forced the Detroit Lions to punt. As you can see, I'm still haven't gotten over the type of loss we took last night. It was something that was going to stay with me and stay with, I guess, most of us for a long time, the way we got beat. You never expect to see your team get beat that bad, or another team own your team, because they're professionals too. They're men too. They put on the same uniform. They put on a uniform just like the opposing players, just like the Detroit Lions. Watching how much physical Detroit were against the Dallas Cowboys last night. On the talk shows, the sports talk shows this morning, watching highlight. Let me rephrase that. Watching Detroit Lions highlight after Detroit Lions highlight after Detroit Lions highlight. They did whatever they wanted to do. They did it when they wanted to do it, however they wanted to do it. The Cowboys belong to the Detroit Lions. Let me say that one more time. The Dallas Cowboys belong to the Detroit Lions. That's what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like. I watched a couple post-game interviews. I watched Jerry Jones. I watched CeeDee Lamb. I watched Dak Prescott. And I didn't like what I saw. Jerry Jones, who had his birthday yesterday, I think he turned 82 years old. Jerry was asked, is he considering switching up head coaches in the middle of the season, meaning firing Mike McCarthy in the middle of the season. And Jerry said, well, Jerry gets very testy in his post-interview. And he said he's not considering, and asked the reporter, does he think he's an idiot? And he repeated that question. He asked the reporter, does he think he's an idiot? I think he's an idiot. Not the reporter, Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones is an idiot. He's an 82-year-old idiot. Stephen Jones, his son, is an idiot. The whole Jones family, they're idiots. We're not just counting the women. They're not part of this. So I'm not going to cast that on. I'll put that blanket on them. But the ones who's responsible for putting that out on the field, what we seen yesterday and last season and the year before that and every season before then, I'm calling them all idiots. Because we did nothing in the offseason to get better. 3 consecutive years with 12 wins, we're not going to have that this year. That's gone. I saw Dak Prescott's post-game press conference. He spoke in a very somber state. That's not what I wanted to see from my quarterback. That's not what I wanted to see from any of the participants in what we considered a football game yesterday. I want to see people pissed off. I want to see chairs thrown. I want to see anarchy. I want to see just dismay. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see somber. What did Dak say? I think I wrote it down here. He said he's not the guy to hit the panic button. He said that he gets to have the ball in his hand. He gets to lead the team. I don't want the ball in Dak Prescott's hand any longer. But we saw, even with Cooper Rush in and Detroit hit their second, third screen backups, we got into the red zone. He did the same thing, INT. We have done nothing to get better at the quarterback position. We have done nothing to get better at the running back position. And we continue to stay solo at the wide receiver position. Our offensive line is atrocious. Pansies. I'm not going to use the term pedestrian. They're beneath being pedestrian. Our offensive line, and not just them. They're not alone. Our defensive line. Even with, Michael Parsons and D. Lawrence playing, still, we're soft, people. We are soft. And then we have to play against a team that is loaded on both sides of the fence. Detroit Lions. It's like, if you grew up playing sandlot football like I did, neighborhood against neighborhood, there are times you play against another neighborhood and you just know you're so much better. And we're drawing up plays. When you throw a buck hook lateral on another team, you just don't respect that team. Or when you have your offensive linemen in skilled positions, as the Detroit Lions did yesterday evening, that tells me you just don't give a and don't respect the team you playing. They're a bunch of punks. And that's what the Cowboys were yesterday. They were a bunch of punks out there on the field. And I hate to use that term, meaning soft, doughboys, pansies. Detroit Lions had their way with the Dallas Cowboys. The Detroit Lions say fix it. You know what the Cowboys had to do yesterday? They had to fix it. And a lot of you probably know what that phrase means, fix it. Detroit Lions said fix it. The Dallas Cowboys had to step and fetch. They had to fix it. Courtesy of Get Up, I saw this here, which was astonishing to me. In the Dallas Cowboys' last 4 home games, including the playoffs, we have scored a whopping 85 points at home. At home, people. At home. Our opponents have scored 167 points at our stadium the last 4 games. 167. But this is even more astonishing and amazing to me. Our opponents in the last 4 games is averaging per yards for total 448.8 yards. What kind of defense do we have? Who is Mike Zimmerman? Why did Jerry Jones feel he was the one to make us any better than Dan Quinn? Why? I'm getting trolled on Facebook. I don't deal with TikTok, but I'm getting trolled on Facebook. Rightly so, because I give it. I got to know how to take it, and I'm going to take it. That loss yesterday, Dallas Cowboys tied for the worst discrepancy, tied in 4th for the Cowboys in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. that demise, that disaster, that massacre. And how do you continue to play when you know a person to just have your way with you? Fix it. Detroit Lions said fix it. The Dallas Cowboys had to fix it. And I'm going to say again, some of you may know what that phrase means when another man tells another man to fix it. That's what it felt like as a fan. That's exactly what it felt like. Our coaching, we did get our scheme, both sides of the ball. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Even the best of schemes wouldn't have beaten the Detroit Lions yesterday. Not the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why, because we're very soft. And not just the Detroit Lions knows it. The entire league knows the Dallas Cowboys are soft. As I alluded to in my last video, maybe the video before that, if you watch the tape, if you go ahead and rewatch it again, you will see in the trenches, man oh man, we cannot get off of blocks. We cannot beat the man in front of us. And they was on defense, and it's been this way forever. Our defensive line gets railroaded constantly. And it leads me to believe guys coming out of college to play for the Dallas Cowboys that get drafted, guys that come to Dallas through free agency, once they put on the star, you play for a collegiate team or you maybe play for another professional football team, once they wear the star, I think they just think just about automatically wearing the star gives them some sort of superpowers. And other teams going to bow down to the Dallas Cowboys and to you for wearing the star. The star is nothing but a target. It's a target. When you wear that helmet and you put that star on it, it's a target. Everyone's gunning for you. They want you. They won't embarrass you, especially in your own field. So, by default, I honestly believe when a player put on the Dallas Cowboys helmet, they feel that they just get some sort of mysteriously superpower. And unfortunately, it doesn't exist. The Cowboys got clowned. We continue to get clowned. Patsies, bunch of punks. And no one was angry about it. If they were angry about it, they only showed it in the locker room. They didn't let the public see it. And if you don't let the public see it, and when you come out the next game and you do the same thing over and over, year in and year out, what are we to expect? You're not feeling like we feel. You don't show the anger. I mean, I've seen people, Cowboys fans, burning their jerseys, throwing it in the trash can. I saw one guy broke his television. That happens across the board, no matter what team or fan you are. It's not just, we don't have a monopoly on that. There's other players, our fans do the same thing. But last night, there was a lot of Cowboy fans, some jumping ship, Some say that when the Dallas Cowboys beat the Lions last season on the referee's assistance on the call that was made, and I guess cost away a bad decision that Dan Campbell may have made, that CeeDee Lamb and some more Cowboys was trolling the Detroit fans at the end of the game. And so Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions remembered what happened, and it stayed with them. And when the schedule came out, the Dallas Cowboys game was circled, and they knowing that they more physically better than each Dallas Cowboy player, they was going to just destroy them. And they did. So we have a bye this week coming up next week. I don't give a giver. You come out of the bye and you win your next game. I don't give a giver. I really don't. What happened yesterday, you need to get me deep into the playoffs for me to have any faith in you. I'm disgusted with Dallas Cowboys, and even though you have an owner who doesn't give a damn, you as a man, you should give a damn about being a man. You should be proud about being a man. And although that man may be in front of you, may be bigger than you, although that man may be bigger than you, that's in front of you. At the end of the day, you're still a man, and you go down like a man. You fight. You don't make it easy for the other person. You do everything you can. What your mama, daddy tell you when you have to fight a bully, whatever you can pick up, whatever you can do, you do it. I hope this is Mike McCarthy's last season. What I want as a head coach is a disciplinarian. That's what I want. I want a head coach to get in the press conference and let you know how you feel. I want a Mike Tomlin. That's what I want. I saw Mike Tomlin, was it last week, a game, and a player of his in the Steelers caused a penalty. And it was a good player. And as the player was coming off on the sideline, Mike, as the head coach, he walked over to the player with the camera on him and said, "Oh, come here." The guy tried to walk away. He said, "No. You stand right here. Look at me. Understand me." And he was saying, I forget, exactly what he said, but he was telling him, that's going to hurt us. What you did is going to hurt us. That's not going to, help us. You understand? The guy didn't want to acknowledge that, but Mike made him acknowledge. Do you understand? And he acknowledged, yeah, bigger than Mike Tomlin, but Mike Tomlin had command. And that's what you want from a coach. A presence. Hey, listen, I really appreciate those who showing consistency and viewing the channel and giving you comments and giving me likes. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's your first time coming to the channel. You have not done so. If you like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. And but at very least, give me a like. And as they all say, it helps. And I really appreciate your contribution and your support. I'm J Mac. This is J Mac Sports 24/7. I'm out.